Well lads, I've waited all day. I've waited ages to do this video anyway, but I've waited all day of the day for Dunfermline to announce the signing of Kevin Nisbet, and it's not happened yet. Don't know if it'll ever happen, but it's certainly not happened as of 6:30 on Friday the 31st of May. So I'm going to start filming this video now and hopefully get it up for 8 PM. I'm assuming I will be able to do that, but Dunfermline could have done me a favour and announced the signing that today, and it would have rounded off this video fantastically. But here we are, and I can't exactly complain because I've literally got a tattoo that says otherwise. Everything happens for a reason, folks, and us no signing Kevin Nisbet and me having to do this bit at the start of the video, maybe it's meant to be. But anyway, to start off this video, obviously it's going to be going over Dunfermline's signings so far this summer, extensions to contracts, a couple of departures, because I already did a video on all the departures that left the club, but there's about 11 players or so that I'm going to go through here. Without further ado, let's do this. First up, Ryan Scully signing a 1-year extension to his contract. When he came in January after he left Morton, Stevie Crawford brought him in. He signed a 6-month contract with the option of extending it for a further year, and he's obviously done that. I think that was massively expected coming into this summer, and Ryan Scully signing a new deal. Can't really complain because he's a good enough goalie at championship level, so I'm pleased with that. Next up, Lewis Martin signing a 1-year deal. Obviously he's had a terrible season in terms of injuries. All season long he's not really had a full season of games. He's lost a full season of his career basically, but there's no doubt that with us kind of promoting the youth as well, and he is a decent enough player to have around the place, versatile across the back line and stuff like that, although I do see him more as a full back these days. But Lewis Martin signing on, a bit like the Ryan Scully one, I'm happy enough with it because it's a good enough player to have at this level, and he may or may not be a starter in this team in the future, but there's no doubt that it's a decent enough signing for this level. And then a further one that is a youth product coming through the ranks, Cammy Gill signing a 2-year deal. And I was a bit surprised with the 2-year deal for Cammy Gill because I thought this was going to be a very vital summer for him, because obviously he's always been the reserve goalie for Dunfermline and never really broken through and become a first team goalie as of yet. And he's had a few loan spells where he hasn't really picked up at those clubs either. And a 2-year deal obviously shows that he wants to commit and fully make it at Dunfermline. But with Ryan Scully on the books, is it going to be the same sort of scenario where Cammy Gill will either just be the sub goalie or is going to be mainly the reserve goalie? I don't know, but Cammy Gill signing, I'm not too bothered about the signing at all. I think it's a decent enough signing for us. Obviously we had to have some form of reserve goalie, but maybe the 2 years, that's the only bit that I'd really question about it, but it's water off a duck's back. Next up was the first actual new signing of the summer, and that was Ryan Dow from Peterhead. He'd previously been at clubs like Dundee United, Ross County, and then he moved down to Peterhead in January on a permanent move and won promotion with them. He's came with kind of glowing reports from the Peterhead side of things, glowing reports for most Dundee United fans, at least the ones I've spoken to, said that he's a decent player. Obviously that was a good while ago now that he played for Dundee United. In terms of the Ross County thing, that's probably the most kind of negative part of his career so far, and there's no doubt that the best part of his career was the Dundee United spell, and that was a good while ago. And of course that's where people might not like, oh, he's a Jackie McNamara person. Sick of it. But Ryan Dow, I don't know what to make of it because I don't know exactly what position he plays, if I'm being quite honest. I don't know if he's a striker, a kind of false 9 player as most people would call it. I don't know if he's more of a winger, more of an attacking mid. I've no idea. I really don't know. But we'll see what happens come the start of the season, as I said. Next up, Aaron Comrie, a signing from St Johnstone. He was a St Johnstone youngster, and I think he got released for St Johnstone or he signed a pre-contract agreement with us, one of the two. And he signed a 1-year deal with the option to extend it a further year in 1 year's time. So next summer he'll have the option to extend it by 1 year. So Aaron Comrie coming in, He has experience in all of the leagues in the SPFL except from the Scottish Championship. He doesn't come with the greatest glowing reports from his club St Johnstone, because the first game he played this season was against Kilmarnock and he got ripped to shreds by Jordan Jones. But I don't think he's going to be coming up against the exact same calibre of player as Jordan Jones when he's playing in the Championship, so maybe that's a bit of a dodgy comparison to make. Aaron Comrie, he's 22 years old, and he's coming and obviously wanting to show that he's up to the level, and that's the players that we really want to be bringing in this summer. Stuart Morrison signing a 1-year deal, and I think this is one that is a make or break season for Stuart Morrison really, because he's now getting to that age where he's kind of outside the under 20 bracket, and he's really wanting to try and get into our first team and really prove his worth. There's no doubt that he will be within the first team environment this season because of the way that our club wants to go now. It's just down to him now to prove that he's got the quality to step into our first team like Dunfermline and play maybe even 20 games in a season, because that would be massive for him. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if that's the kind of path that Stevie Crawford and Greg Shields see for him, or if they still see players like Ashcroft, Devine, and maybe if we bring in another centre half as well. I don't know if that's the route they want to go down, but Stuart Morrison signing a 1-year deal, it's an okay bit of business, and we'll see how the year pans out for him. And then this happened just a couple of days ago. Miles Hippolyte left the club. Hurrah! In yas lads, get in there! And calm down. Miles Hippolyte left the club, and this was a mutual agreement to cancel the contract, and for all that he was a top scorer at least throughout the full season in all competitions. Not that that is much of a high point of our season, not that that's much of an accolade to grab onto, but I don't think anyone was ever really, they never really took to Miles Hippolyte, put it that way. And there is a couple of fans that still fight his corner, but I think overall it was probably best for both parties that we just moved on from it, because he never really clicked in a Dunfermline shirt. And I don't know, mutually agreeing to terminate his contract. Stevie Crawford has recently spoken about there was a couple of bad eggs in that dressing room last season, so mutually terminating your top scorer's contract, bad eggs in the dressing room, I would put two and two together there and maybe claim that he was one of those. But that's just me, that's just my thoughts. I'm relatively happy that Miles Hippolyte is not a Dunfermline player anymore. That's just my opinion. And then the brilliant thing happened. We signed Kyle Turner from Stranraer. I've said for weeks now, when people have asked me what kind of 2 or 3 signings I would make this summer that were realistic, I said Kyle Turner, Dominic Thomas, and I can't remember what the other one was. I think now I would go for Kevin Nisbet, but Kyle Turner was one of them, and we have signed him from Stranraer for a development fee, which I don't imagine would have been very much, but we signed him for Stranraer for a development fee on a 2-year deal, and I'm very happy with it. I can't say anything else. I'm over the moon with the signing, and I can't wait to see him play for Dunfermline, because he comes with glowing reports for every single person that you talk to about him. So I'm just so chuffed with it. I'm so glad that we finally made a signing that I just really wanted to see us make. I'm so glad that he didn't just go and sign for someone like Partick Thistle, and I'm sitting here looking at it going, why did we not get him? So there you go. Kyle Turner is now a Dunfermline Athletic player. One of the lads. 3 signings to go, and the first 18-year-old that we're going to talk about is Matthew Bowman, signing from down south. He had a couple of different places that he was at recently. He plays for Repton, I think that was more of his school team, and he was also involved in a few academies. I think he was involved with Leicester City's academy at one point and Wigan's academy, so it comes with a bit of a high pedigree, and albeit he's not played at a tremendously high level, but it's one of those players that an 18-year-old signing a 2-year deal, coming wanting to better himself in his career. It's the type of player that Dunfermline are going for in this transfer window, and certainly under this sort of new regime with Stevie Crawford, Greg Shields, we want players that are of that age that want to progress their careers, and Matthew Bowman coming in, decent enough. And again, it's like Aaron Comrie and other players like that. We'll just see how they perform in the new season, because they could hit the ground running, or it could take a bit of time, and that's just kind of what we need to deal with now. And next up, another 18-year-old, but a guy with one of the best names in football, and world football. Gabby McGill. I love the name. I love it. Gabby McGill, striker from down south, signed a 2-year deal, and I've got to say, I'm sort of excited to see these sort of players, albeit they are unknown, and Falkirk had a very similar scenario where they signed a lot of kind of unknown players for England, but it is proven with the reports coming from the club themselves, Dunfermline, that they have had these players watched a lot, and players like Matthew Bowman and players like that, they've been watched and they've came up to the club and had trial periods as well, so we know a lot about these players in the club's own environment, so it's a good thing that we've done that beforehand. It obviously shows that there's been a lot of preparation going into this summer's signings, and Gabby McGill coming in, he is going to probably be another one that you'll need to wait and see how he performs. You can't really get on his back too much because he is a young guy and he'll still be learning the game in a way, but you need to back them, and it adds a bit of excitement because you just don't know if the player's really going to be that great or not, but aye, we'll just wait and see. Again, it's got to be one of those. And the final one I'm going to get to talk about today is an extension, and that's Andy Ryan signing a 1-year deal with an option to extend for a further year next summer. I'm pretty happy with this one. I know some fans have that Falkirk miss stuck in their heads, and that's all they can think about when it comes to Andy Ryan.
That is going to be miss of the season right there.
But I think the guy's been tremendously unlucky. I really wanted to see us sign him when he played for Airdrie. I really wanted to see us sign him in that summer, and then we did sign him, and ever since then he's not really had the rub of the green in a Dunfermline shirt, so I really hope that he can get that this coming season. And obviously this past season he's had a rough time with injuries, so hopefully he can come back for that, get a good pre-season under his belt, and really fire on all cylinders in this coming season for us, because I think he could turn into our main striker for the coming season. But aye, since Dunfermline haven't signed Kevin Nisbet, even now, it looks like this is going to be the end for the video. So thanks for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like, comment down below what you think about all the signings we've made so far. What is the one you're looking forward to seeing the most? What one are you slightly tentative about? And subscribe for more of this type of content. And until the next video, which will be a junior game vlog tomorrow, a cup final no less, I'll see you then. Cheers guys.